Welcome students. Today we will continue our discussion regarding uh, biomolecules that we are discussing in our previous sessions. In our discussion of biomolecules, I had covered almost most of the things that are there. I had explained about carbohydrates, then explained about proteins, then explained about nucleic acids. Then afterwards I explained about enzymes. Now two more important biomolecules are left. They are hormones and they are vitamins. So let us discuss about hormones. Hormones are actually the regulating factors in our body and they control many things in living systems. They are growth hormones, they determine secondary sex characters, they regulates the reproductive cycle, they maintains blood pressure and so on. They have got many functions and they are produced in the body by endocrine glands, which are also called as ductless glands. And secretion of hormone is directly given into the bloodstream by these producing glands, and through this bloodstream it is transported from the place of production to the place of action, and after action it controls various body factors. So hormones are the regulatory factors. They are secreted by endocrine or ductless glands that are situated at different parts of our body, and they are directly poured into the bloodstream, and this bloodstream carries them to the place where they are required. Chemically, most of the hormones are also proteins. So their structure is similar to that of proteins. Their function is different. Say for example, adrenaline and noradrenaline. These are the two hormones that are called as fight or flight responses. If there is a situation where we are in stress, large amount of these adrenaline and noradrenaline hormones are poured in the blood and our body fights against the situation. Thyroxine hormone, that is secreted by thyroid gland, controls growth of a person. If it is less, then hypothyroidism is observed, hyperthyroidism is observed, and for this iodine is required. If this iodine is not supplied properly, we get a condition which is called goiter, where there is a swelling in the neck region. Then testosterones, they are called male hormones. They are responsible for the production of secondary sexual characters. Everyone can recognize a man or a woman just by looking. The men, they have got this mustache, they have got this beard, they have got a heavy voice, like that. All these characters are controlled by testosterones hormones, which is secreted by gonads. Similarly, in females it is estrogen and estradiol that determines various secondary sex characters. So hormones are basically proteins which are secreted from the ductless glands or endocrine glands, and they are directly given into the bloodstream. Now we come to the another very important point, vitamins. This term vitamin has came from two words, vital amines. Initially, compounds that were separated for this category, they all contained an amine group, a NH2 group in their structures, and their deficiency causes various disturbances in the biological system. They were very much essential, hence they were vital. So they are named as vital amines, and they combines to give this word vitamin. So vitamins are the chemicals which are required in human body in trace amounts only, but their deficiency immediately results in some sort of somatic disorders. Now, how these vitamins are classified? Vitamins are classified on the basis of their solubility in water or in fat. So vitamins are of two types. One are water soluble vitamins and other are fat soluble vitamins. And as the name indicates, these are those vitamins which can dissolve in water, and these are those vitamins which doesn't dissolve in water, rather they dissolve in fats. Examples: vitamin B complex and vitamin C. These are the two vitamins that are water soluble, and vitamin A, vitamin D and vitamin E, they are fat soluble vitamins. There is one important point to be kept in mind, that all these water soluble vitamins, they dissolve in water, so they are constantly secreted, they are constantly excreted through urine. So their supply has to be maintained through food that we are taking. They are not stored in our body. This vitamin B complex or vitamin C, they are water soluble vitamins. They are not stored in our body, rather they keep on excreting through urine. So there are chances of their deficiency in our human body, hence they should be supplied through food. But these fat soluble vitamins, they are not constantly excreted, they are only metabolized and degraded in the body. So they are also essential. But if somehow the constant supply is hampered, serious consequences are not observed. Now let us try to know individual vitamins, their chemical names, their sources, and what is the deficiency disease that is observed. Now in case of vitamins, if one particular type of vitamin is less is scar in the human body, if it is present in lesser quantities in human body, one particular type of condition is arised. So since deficiency of any vitamin creates a particular type of physical condition or somatic problems, so it is called as deficiency disease. So let us come and see one by one.
असाइनमेंट इधर एक कॉपी मुझे भी अपलोड कर दिया करो, देख लो फिजिक्स का सब कर दिया करो, तीनों टीचर्स का फिजिक्स का कर दिया करो, चेक कर लो। मैं तो तुम्हारे घर पे मान लूँगा, कर दिया करो। और बाकी सब टीचर से जिससे जहाँ पे दिक्कत हो ऑनलाइन बात करते रहो, पढ़ते जरूर रहो। अभी एक डेढ़ महीना लगेगा,
So vitamin A, its chemical name is retinol. And all of you know that vitamin A is evidently found in carrots, turnip, milk, and of course egg, fish, meat. These are the things which contains everything. So but the basic source of vitamin A is carrots, and it is essential for the retina. Its structure contains various OH groups, so all, and essential for retina. So retinol is the name, and its deficiency causes two conditions. One is called as xerophthalmia and other is called night blindness. Xerophthalmia is the hardening of cornea of eye, and night blindness, that when there is not sufficient light, vision is blurred. So this is called night blindness. Now we come to the vitamin B complex. Now this vitamin B, B1, B2, B6 and B12. So it is a group of many vitamins. So they are collectively called as vitamin B complex. B1 is thiamine, B2 is riboflavin, B6 is pyridoxine, and B12 is cyanocobalamin. And each of them performs a specific function. In the presence of in the deficiency of vitamin B complex, we get the condition called beriberi, convulsions, and pernicious anemia. So these are the some of the deficiency diseases that are seen with the deficiency of vitamin B complex. Let me again tell you, vitamin B complex is a group of many vitamins. B1, which is chemically thiamine, then B2, which is chemically riboflavin, vitamin B6, which is chemically pyridoxine, and vitamin B12, which is chemically cyanocobalamin, that is a cobalt compound, and they are responsible for their deficiency causes pernicious anemia. In this, red blood cells becomes weak and their oxygen carrying capacity is reduced. So they are called pernicious anemia. Now we come to the vitamin C. Its chemical name is ascorbic acid and it is abundantly present in citrus fruits. Citrus fruits means lemon, orange, malta, amla. These are the rich sources of vitamin C. And as I told you that vitamin C is a water soluble vitamin, so it is constantly excreted through urine. Hence, its proper supply is to be maintained. This vitamin is very important for developing good immunity. During these times, when you are hearing about lot of disease which is spreading, corona, there's bacterial infections, viral infections, they all are because of weak immunity. So vitamin C is quite essential for developing a good immunity. With the proper supplies of vitamin C, our immune system becomes strong and it can fight better with the foreign invaders, viruses, bacteria and all that. So it is essential. Deficiency of vitamin C also creates a condition which is called scurvy or bleeding gums, in which gums that hold our teeth, they becomes poor, they start bleeding. So this is another problem which is created due to deficiency of vitamin C. And in these days, to boost our immunity, I request you to have at least either a tablet of vitamin C, or best way is to have one lemon with water, so that will, or if amla is present, you can take it from there, so that will boost the immunity. Now we come to the other vitamin D or calciferol. Vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin and it is prepared by human body itself when human skin interacts with sun rays. So, to prevent deficiency of vitamin D, you should sit in the sunshine for 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and the deficiency of vitamin D is completed. It is completely free of cost. Otherwise, deficiency of vitamin D can also be covered with milk. Milk is a complete food which has each and everything which is required by our body. So, milk can be taken to cover up the deficiency. And if vitamin D is not properly supplied to human body, our bone becomes weak. Even in children, if vitamin D deficiency is observed, they suffer with the condition called as rickets, where their bones are deformed.
Hello.
Finally, vitamin E, and its chemical name is tocopherol. Tocopherol. This vitamin E is present in sprouts, germinating seeds, meat, fish, etc. And this is called as fertility vitamin. Fertility vitamin. In the deficiency of vitamin E, reproducing capacity is reduced. Apart from these vitamins, there is another vitamin, vitamin K or phyloquinone, which is responsible for the clotting of blood. All of you know that whenever there is a cut, blood starts coming out from the body, but within a period of 5 to 10 minutes, this bleeding stops and a clot is formed. The fibrin protein, which is present in the blood, that is converted to fibrinogen, and a sort of web is formed, and these blood corpuscles, they get trapped in the web and bleeding stops. In the deficiency of vitamin K, this clotting time is increased. So in this module, I had told about two very important biomolecules, hormones and vitamins. Hormones are the proteins that are secreted from the ductless glands directly into the bloodstream, and they perform or they regulate various functions. While vitamins are the amines that are required in trace amount, and their deficiency in human body creates different conditions. So I am quite sure that you are able to understand this chapter. This finishes your chapter biomolecules. If you have got any confusion, please feel free to ask, write your comments in the class, and in next module I will take up certain questions from your NCERT book to clear your doubts. Thank you.